Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Miela Baraika, Hebrew Honey, and I'm reading from Exodus 20, verses 1 through 17. These are the Ten Commandments. I'm reading from the Aleppo Codex, and so this is a document that was copied approximately 1100 years ago. And lots of personality of the scribe who did the copying. He was sometimes kind of in a hurry. His letters were put onto the parchment with a lot of force, a lot of dedication. We see there, and it's one of those things you want to read numerous times. First few times you go, oh no, I'm having a hard time deciphering some of the words or some of the letters in some of the ways they're written. But after a bit, after reading it a few times, yes, it starts to make a lot more sense, and it becomes easier to read. Still, I'll probably stumble here and there along the way, but it's worth reading. I'll make a comment or two on each page, but I don't want to do too much because it's going to get a little too long. So here we go. And Exodus 20, verse 1 and 2. Yevareh Elohim et kol hadivarim haela lemor Anochi Yehovah Elohecha asher hotzietecha min eretz Mishraim mebeit avodim. And then I have nice soft pasuk here, and then a shiluk ending this particular verse. So we got 1 and 2 here, and then God spoke all of these words saying, "I am the Lord your God, who brought you out." The causative hey here, hotzietecha min haaretz, min eretz. Eretz is a segolate. You got a nice hillel accent here. Mishraim, that's a dual. Mishraim, you got a patah here. It isn't too clear, but it's a dual form for Egypt. Mebet avodim, of slaveries. It's plural, so that's usually how it is written in terms of slavery here. We translate it as singular, but in the Hebrew it's a plural. And then the next verse 3 starts here. Lo yehye, and you will not. Mishraim mebeit avodim, from this previous verse 2, and then we start here. Velo yehye lecha Elohim acharim al fanai lo tashe lecha heshel ki timona kol timona asher b'shamayim min ma'al ve'asher ba'aretz metahat ve'asher b'mayim metahat ha'aretz lo tish tahan tishtave lem. So this was previous verse here, and then starting verse 3 here. You will not, there will not be, should not be, were to be, there should not be to you. Elohim acharim, these are gods, false gods that are literally behind you and sort of hanging onto your shoulder, idols, evil gods. So Elohim acharim. When you have this is a plural Elohim, but since it is false gods, they're going to leave it in a lowercase lettering here. Acharim al fanav, before my face, my presence. Lo tasha, you will not make for you. Peshel, an image. Yeah, there's I can't tell whether there should be a dagesh in there, but peshel. Vekol, te muna, and likeness. Asher, b'shamayim, in the heavens. Me'al, from above. Be'asher ba'aretz metahat, in the earth below. Asher b'mayim, in the waters. Metahat, below the earth. Towards la'aretz, from the earth. Lo tish ta ha ze lecha. This is it's a hit pile. Well, it actually begins the next verse here. There should actually be a little bit more of a clear soft pasuk right here, but then this is the start of verse 5 right here. And there it is. Lo tishta ze tishta hev lechem. You will not bow down to them. This is the Tau, the hit, is they call this metastasis, like cancer. Okay, it's a cancer. Okay, it moves across from the front. So the prefix root here, or the prefix here, is tau. Okay, now this tau is moved into it. So the root, when you look it up in the dictionary, is going to be shin chet he. But I always would rather that someone just memorize the root right from here. Shatihave lachem, bow down to them. I think it's easier just to, actually, when you see such a long, this is sort of a well-known bowing down from one person, Bathsheba, when she was in front of David, she bowed down like this, but also it's bowing down to idols. And so she was both in terms of idolatry and also bowing down in front of another person. So when you see a big long word like this, just think of what it is, just simply the bow down. It can be bowing on your knees, bowing on your face before something, giving homage to something. Okay. Velo ta abadim ki anochi Yehovah Elohecha el Kana poked aon avot al banim al sheloshim al rebaim le shenai ve'aseh chesed le elafim le ohabi u le shemri mishwatai. So this is, and do not serve them, because I, Anochi, long form of first person pronoun here, Yehovah, Jehovah, Elohech, your God, a God. Again, you have here the long form of God, here short form of God, El Kanav, jealous God, Poked, visiting, participle form of Bagad here, Poged, Aon. There's a line up here. You almost start thinking this might be a lamed, but it's actually just a holem right in the middle here. Aon, guilt, iniquity, guilt, iniquity. Abot, of the fathers, on the children, banim, ve'al shorashim, ve'al rebaim. Now, they have the word generation in here, but you just simply have al shorashim, ve'al rebaim, to the third to the fourth. What is this third and fourth? It's third and fourth generation. It's understood. So translators will put it in. Hebrew really doesn't require it. When you're talking about sons that go to third and fourth, we're talking about the generations. So shene, I, those who hate me. And this is a yod in the end here. This is a suffix pronoun. Shone, sho'ai, who hate me. Ve'asher, and doing, making, very parallel to poged. And this is also shoe, and making chesed, mercy, elafim, to thousands, le ohave, the ones who love. These are the ones who hate, and these are the ones who love. Okay? Le ohevai, le shemorei, those who guard, who keep, mishvotai, those who keep my commandments. Lo tishai et Shem Yehovah Elohecha le shive ki lo yich neke yanke patah here yanke Yehovah et asher yesha et shemo le shaveh, to emptiness, to idleness and vanity. Do not pronounce in vanity the name of the Lord your God, to vanity, because he will not consider cleansing. He will not hold him guiltless. Okay, he will not hold him guiltless. Jehovah, those who take his name in vain, to vanity. This is a verb, and then this would be This would be for infinitive form of that verb. Remember the Sabbath day. This is Exodus 20 verses 8 and following. It's a whole long thing. It does reflect the whole thing that happens in terms of the Shabbat. So it's a very, very big part of the Ten Commandments. It takes a front and center in how actually the length of it is longest part really of Ten Commandments. This guy, when I first looked at it, I wondered what in the world is that letter, but this is a design right here. Zikor et Yom HaShabbat lekadosho Sheshet Yamim Ta'abad Ve'ashta Kol Malaketecha Vayom HaShivia Shabbat LeYehovah Elohecha Lo Ta'ashe Kol Ma'alka Ata Benecha Ubitecha Avedecha Ve'imatecha Ubehmatecha Ve'gerecha Asher Be'sharetecha Ki Sheshet Yamim Asa. Remember the seventh day, Yom Shabbat, to keep it holy. This is an infinitive here, to keep it holy, to make it holy. Sheshet Yamim, 6 days. Tabot, worked, served. You'll work, you must work. Abad, serve. Ashta, you do all. Le malaketecha. Malach is to fill something out. Something has to be fulfilled. Something has to be done, a task. Okay, malakecha. The Yom Shavi, the 7th day, Shabbat, is rest to the Lord, your God. Do not do all of your work, you and your son and your daughter and your servant and your maidservant and your beast and your stranger, which is in your gates. This Sharotecha, this one's the large gate. That's the gate of the city. So you have a large gate. Ki Sheshet Yamim, because in 6 days I have made. B'shematecha ki Sheshet Yamim Osa Yehovah et ha Shamayim ve'et haaretz ve'et hayam ve'et kol asher bam ve'yana vayom hashivia al ken barech Yehovah et yom hashebat ve'kedash shehu. This is in your gates because in 6 days, Ki Sheshet Yamim, 6 days, Asa, he made, Jehovah, Et HaShemayim, the heavens, and the earth, Haaretz, Ve'et Yam, and the earth, and the sea, and all that's in them, Asher, Ve'kol Asher Bam, and in them, in the plural, because of the Mayim, the waters, Ve'Noach, Yenach. This is Noah rested. He was comfortable. He was rested. Bayom Shivia, on the 7th day. Alken, and therefore, for certainly, Barak, he blessed Jehovah et Yom HaShevat ve'yekadeshohu, and he sanctified and made it holy. Kaved et avicha ve'et imcha le'ma'an Ya'arkun. Aroch is to make something strengthen, lengthen out, so it will be long, can be long. Yaminecha, your days, al ha'adama, on the earth. This is a dalet, even though it looks a bit like a resh. Al ha'avada, asher Yehovah Elohecha noten lech. Okay, honor, give weight, give honor, give strength to your father and to your mother, because for the sake of lengthening, arochon, yame yamecha, your days, alha, so on the earth, asher Yehovah Elohecha noten lach. Lo tar resha, lo tirsha, lo ta anaf, lo ti ganav, lo ta anach, be recha, ad sheker, lo ta tachmod, beit recha, lo tachmod eshet recha, ve avado, ve imato, ve soro, ve hamoro, ve kol asher le recha. Do not kill, do not murder, taresha. This is a frutifa here, taresha, and not. These are all separate verbs, but he hasn't bothered to separate them out. Here it is, accent with atna, lo, and not. Ta anaf, do not commit adultery. Velo tagenov, don't steal. Ganav, think of it as grabbing something. Ganav, don't steal it. Lo ta anech, do not answer berecha in false against your neighbor. Berecha, against your neighbor. Ad sheker, for emptiness, for vanity, for false testimony. Okay, sheker is evil. Sheker, false testimony. Do not answer to your neighbor for false testimony. Lo, and not. Tachmod, do not covet. Beit recha, your house, your neighbor. Lo, tachmod, don't covet. Eshet, woman, this is a construct form of isha here. Eshet recha, of your neighbor. Ve of ado, and his servant, manservant, this is me male here, and amato, and his maidservant, this is the feminine of this, and shor, this is ox, and this is hamor, hamoro, you can't hardly see it, but it is the donkey, vekol, and all, asher, which is le'erecha, to your neighbors. So there it is, the reading of the Codex, 10 Commandments, normative to our lives, and I'm very sure that if we read them and think about them, meditate them, Jesus, of course, spoke about them, and also put the conclusion of it, the two things that fulfill the whole thing of the law and the prophets, that's loving God first of all with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, your neighbor as yourself. If we live a life in obedience to God's commandments and overall what we see here, and also what we understand from other parts of even the New Testament when it quotes the Old Testament law, those things that are quoted and directed as being normative for our lives, those things most certainly must be something that guides us. And when we follow those things, most certainly God gives us a life of blessing. So may God bless, may God strengthen you in this day, and until the next time.